Welcome back, everyone. We're here. We've returned. It's the July AGE Open. This is the final pit stop before the Players' Championship, and we've got round five coming fast and furious at you between an old favorite, somebody that we literally casted the last time we were in this booth moments ago, against another old favorite, Pro Tour competitor on a brand new deck.
Oh, he's got a brand new deck? Who is it?
It's Alexander Vore coming in on Bravo Showstopper versus Angel Benitez, who we saw on that double Blood Rush Bellow turn earlier today, once again, because he hasn't changed deck midway through the format, because that would be cheating, on Levia Shadowborn Abomination. These are two players that are X and 1 looking to take a win here and most likely punch their ticket to the top 8 of this tournament and perhaps into the Players' Championship proper. So a lot at stake here, Colin.
They're already top 8 in my heart, so they've got that going for them. Unfortunately, the payout for that is low.
Is a hug. And
Alex playing Bravo, famously a new hero from Dusk Till Dawn.
yes.
No, he's one of the oldest in the entire game. He's been here from the beginning. He's always been pretty good. And guess what?
What?
He's still pretty good.
Yeah, and that, okay, so you tell me if Starstruck, Unity, when this blocks with another card, it gets you a Seismic Surge, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you already have a Seismic Surge, you have 2.
You get 2.
I didn't even realize that with that card. I was
Just
like,
get more of them.
that is so good.
It's pretty good. It seems like it's also just a good card you can just play with 3 blues with Dominate. So, you know, Bravo does Bravo things. Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't play a lot of Bravo, but sometimes I play it when I'm feeling stressed out because it's just like I'm going to block, I'm going to swing my hammer, arsenal big card, I'm going to block, I'm going to crush you with this giant attack, and you're just like, this is just a flow state I can get used to.
Angel is going to start us off, though. Talk about a flow state. He's already not rolling 1, so he's living in nirvana because it's way better than the first time we saw him today. But because the Scab Skin did not hit, he is only going to be able to come in with the Mandible Claw. Going to go ahead and put the Unworldly Bellow, is that card? Or Endless Maw to the bottom of the deck along
And
with the
a Warmonger, I heard that card is bad. Don't play it.
Said who?
Everybody.
Whoa.
The man is just trying to charge you for it right now, and they're saying it's good.
Interesting. Well, this Mandible Claw on turn 0 are going to be blocked by a Sink Below. Perhaps Alex had a little one too many reds in that hand that he wanted to filter away, because normally you want to save that Sink Below for something a little more scary. But we're going to ship the turn back to Alex. 40-40, first real turn of the game. Round 5, AGE, July. Let's get into it.
Angel versus Alex. Let's go.
Battle of the A's.
Shadowborn Abomination versus the guy who likes all the attention.
Mm-hmm.
Bravo, not Alex. And here we are. I don't know. Was there any other new Bravo cards in this set? It was just
certainly not. Yeah, just Starstruck.
They were just like, you know what? We'll just give Bravo a cool specialization, but not one for Rhinar.
So, taking a look here, this is going to be, is that a red? No, it's a blue. It's always blue.
Yeah, it's always
What
blue.
am I talking about?
That's a Cranial Crush.
So this one is going to be coming in for 6, blocked out for 6.
Brain Squeeze.
Or for 8, so cut block for 6. 2 coming through off of that, so we're just going to Arsenal if we're Alex here, and the turn's getting shipped back to Angel, 38-40.
Bravo all about value. They're just like, let me just do a decent amount of damage and keep a lot of cards in my deck. Angel is coming strong with the Scab Skins. He hasn't failed, but he hasn't gained anything from it yet.
Yeah.
But he's rolling, and we're into that. So we've got that Slithering card, which is the cool one when you banish it, but now it's just a regular attack, which is fine.
1 for 7, still doing a lot of work here. A lot of these Levia decks, they're not built around the Scab Skin leathers, but when they have a lot of cards in their hand, they're just, they're willing to roll the Scab Skins if they're left with a lot of cards, but you don't necessarily see a lot of players like aggressively keeping cards to roll Scab Skins.
It's a 1 for 7. You can
Really?
Razor Reflex that thing?
You totally can.
Dude,
You
come on,
totally
Angel.
can.
That's
Imagine.
the kind of dumb thing I would do in a deck. Alex blocking with the pummel there, taking 4.
Should have been 5, right?
It will fit. It comes in for 7. Maybe it's 1 for 6.
Maybe just 1 for 6.
6 seems probably like the standard brute card. 1 for 6 though is crazy. I think it is 1 for 6. I remember looking at that being like, wow, good job. It does not block though, so
It is 1 for 6.
there we go.
There it is.
1 for 6 is still very good. You can still razor it.
You
so-
still can razor it, 100%.
Which like whoever does that first, number 1 in my heart forever. Coming in with the old what's that one?
Tear Asunder.
Tear Asunder.
Tear Angel a new one, I'll tell you, because this isn't...
dominate.
Do you think, doesn't look like he's wanting to give up any of that armor early, but if he takes this damage, we're losing 2 cards from our hand if we're the Levia player here. This is it. Not only dominate, it represents some pretty intense disruption as well. So even though Alex here has not been able to set up any seismic surges, he is going to be able to leave himself with an arsenal, so different kinds of incremental value being gained.
Getting that Macho Grande down there at the bottom that will just win the game outright.
True.
It's a crazy card that they printed with Macho Grande. Like, what if it just dominates? Tear Asunder, another crazy card. I'm baffled sometimes the amount of power they give some other heroes and not other ones. But okay, here we go. Blocking with the Mark of the Beast. Interesting. He had 2 Mark of the Beast in his hand. That's rough.
So both of those are going to head to the banished zone as a result of the card's text instead of it chilling in the graveyard, which is sometimes great because it's just an auto turn off Blood Debt, but sometimes you, like at this point in the game, early for the Levia player, what you want to be doing is filling up your graveyard to kind of charge up your later turn. So here, this Endless Maw most likely going to be coming in for 9, but after all is said and done, there's not going to be a lot left in the graveyard.
Yep. When we saw Angel ride this line in the last game, we had him on stream, where his graveyard was slim the entire time, but he still managed to navigate it very effectively, eventually transforming into Blasmafet Levia Consumed. Is that the whole name?
Mm-hmm.
I said it right. Nice.
You did.
And then winning the game with the craziest double Blood Rush turn I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was sick.
Just, threatening 36 damage and winning the game against a brute who had a no block in hand. So, fortunately, though, for Alex, that he probably doesn't have any cards that are no blocks because he's Bravo and all their cards block well. Except maybe what's that one they like to play? The blue, the go again.
Oh, Rouse.
Yes, Rouse the Ancients. Yeah. God, I'm getting back in there. Pummel and Arsenal, Blood Rush coming in, pitch and an Art of War, all the things happening. This should be interesting. Alex has a Crippling Crush in hand, which we'll see if he cares about that or if he just blocks up and swings his hammer, because that's still good value.
And this is, if you're going to block, probably Blood Rush Bellow turns are the turns to do it. We're going to go ahead and pitch a blue into this. This is a Mandible Claw coming in for 5. We've got at least one more Mandible Claw represented with the 2 floating.
Yeah, I know that other people are on the meat axe, and I know there's a reason behind it, and I don't quite understand what it is. But like when you can claw for 10 plus on Blood Rush turns, it just seems like that's really good.
Yeah, a lot of these decks are still built around those really powerful Blood Rush turns to really break the math and break the value that other decks do with the 3 of a kinds and the Rain Razors and the Wildfires of the world.
Yeah.
A lot of these decks are still leaning on the Blood Rush Bellows, and when you are, there is just no better weapon than the Claws because you can turn 4 resources into 10 damage.
Yeah, it's pretty good value, as they say. And as Levia, you really don't have a lot of on-hits or any other disruption, so really what you do is present damage. So if you're trying to figure the most effective way of doing that, this is pretty good. I do understand that sometimes the Blood Rush it's a bit of a gamble. You got to live that brute life a little bit, #brute life. But, I know that Mr. Michael Hamilton was playing Levia as well, but his deck seemed a little bit different, but I actually haven't looked at it too closely. I'm curious to know more about his position on that, but...
Yeah, he was playing a little more of a defensive game plan, leaning into the Scabskins and the Ghostly Visits is what he was talking about.
Which I appreciate. I love Ghostly Visit. Just any card you play from Banished is like cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, honestly, that's why you play Levia. And honestly, and the demi hero thing now too, it just makes it even more fun. You're just
Yeah.
like anything that does these weird things. I'm like, let's just do that. All right, so was this
Big choke
choke
slam.
slam?
All's coming in for 8. Only needing 1 card off the back of the Seismic Surge, so we mitigated as much damage as we could while still holding enough cards to present a relevant threat.
Yeah, hanging on to his armor there, just dipping down into the low 20s. This is moving pretty quick, but I feel like as soon as Angel dips down into his consumed territory,
Mm.
that becomes probably pretty enticing for Alexander Vore just to like dominate, win the game kind
Yeah.
of thing.
And this is going to take the Husk here. 8 damage, 6 of it being covered up by the Carrion Husk. 2 damage coming through to Angel, which is going to take it from 25 to 23. 23 playing Alexander Vore's 22. We're starting this turn off for the Levia here with a yellow Dread Screamer. We need to banish a 6 to give this go again. And if we do, it's coming in for 5 with the go again.
Go again. And we're rolling dice because it's a brute game. Banish that one, or don't banish that one. All right. This is why you don't roll dice.
Oh, yeah. 4 6s in a row. How about 5 6s in a row? This is the most incredible thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. Angel's going to say, can I roll that dice next time for my scab skins? And he hits.
Does he? Yeah. Yes, he
Yeah,
does,
he's
just
got
with
the
that
endless
endless maw.
maw.
Yeah.
Just barely, though. But
Jeez.
pretty good for him, though. You like to see sometimes getting those other non-6s out of your graveyard. It's terrible when you banish the 3 that are in there.
Totally. And then you're like, all right, well, what do I do now?
Great. This is going to hurt later. So, blocking with Crippling Crush and the Titan's Fist. Titan's Fist?
Creator Fist.
Creator's Fist. God damn. Titan's Fist
Damn
is the hammer.
Yes, sir.
God.
Oh, my God. He's returning. He's returning. He's been out of the game.
That's what having a job and other things does to you. You just forget about the fun things in life, like Creator's Fist. And then we've got a Diabolic
Ooh, Diabolic Offering.
offering.
Because a 6 power has been put into the banish zone, this card comes in for 6.
We saw this in the last game where Angel played Art of War on the defensive turn so that he could block for 6, which I was like, oh, it's a defense reaction, but it was just like, no, it's just a cool card.
Yeah.
It's crazy stuff.
And then because with the Art of War, it was with the +1, it was actually a block for 7.
Which is nuts. I thought it was really weird to be doing the Art of War, but when he did that, I was like, yeah, that's
Yeah. All right, this is going to take 2 cards further from Alex Vore here, so we might be seeing just a hammer swing for 4. He's only got the 1 card left, and that is going to be the turn. This is an Anothos 4/4. No other card being sent into the pitch zone this turn to give it +2.
It really is nice having a weapon that's consistent and does, decent amount of damage.
What, you say that as a illusionist player or a wizard player?
It feels like any other kind of player. It's just, Anothos is just a pretty good card.
Yeah. So this is going to be coming in for 4. Angel keeping himself at a high enough life total, though we are huskless. We have used our husk, and I don't think our banish is incredibly fantastic. I guess we now have an endless down there, a couple marks of the beasts, but those are just 2 for 6s.
Mm-hmm.
You'd really like to see some Dread Screamers hit the graveyard and then subsequently into the banish zone before you're becoming Belasmafet Levia consumed. Another yellow Dread Screamer here. I will say this is another little point of contention. Players, as they're building these Levia decks, some players are including these yellow dreads and some are not. I think that's a yellow, right?
Yeah.
Some are, some are including 2 to 3 yellow dreads, and some are keeping it red line with the Dread Screamers. But it's one of the best ways to get go again.
Yeah, I mean, you really do need that. I would think you want the 6 just because it enables you to block with some of them. Because if I guess the cool thing now is with the consumed demi hero, you can then play those ones you blocked with early on. But I think it probably just makes you a little more consistently able to attack more than once a turn, which really Levia needs to do, or else she's just not very impressive. Two Dread Screamers just hit the banish zone too, so
Yeah, setting ourselves up nicely to become consumed by a demon.
we shall consume ourselves. Rejoice in the bounty of the demon Plasmafet. Is that it? Plasmafet?
Yeah. You're on fire.
Dude, I got this.
Dude, I got this. Just don't ask me about Craterfish Day.
Nobody knows what Craterfish does.
No, yeah,
It just
yeah.
blocks 2.
Yeah.
Or it blocks 3. I've literally seen like 2 people pay for Crater's Fist.
In their whole life, yeah.
It just doesn't make sense.
We have got an attack for 5 coming in. How does Alexander want to block this attack?
He's going to block with 1 card.
He's going to block with 1 card.
He really did pick the right
Psych.
color of purple for this stream today.
He did. He's nice and matched up with that.
Normally he's the pink polo
He is.
guy.
He is Mr. Pink Polo. Talk about a pink polo pummel coming up.
Oh, he's got that.
Talk about that purple polo pummel.
He's got a unmovable in hand. Oh, there we go. Starstruck.
Wow, but only blocking with the 1 card for Starstruck, so not getting the unity effect. Oh my God.
UNIT.
It's Doomsday.
Oh, he
We're
played
seeing a Doomsday get resolved here.
And he gets Plasmafed. Yes,
Holy
let's go.
moly. So this is going to create... We're not becoming Plasmafet. We are summoning Plasmafet to the battlefield. We have 6 cards in our banish zone, which is going to trigger the Doomsday here and allow for Plasmafet, the Soul Harvester, to come join the party.
Straight up, someone played Doomsday against me early in the Monarch meta, and I was like, this is so cool. I need to play Levia.
Yeah, so
I can do it.
now you just attack for 6 here, huh? With
You just attack for 6. Easy.
wow. And now that's going to require resources to try to get rid of. Dang, I've never actually seen that card get resolved.
Yeah, pretty cool. I'm into that. It will be pretty easy for Alexander to just destroy it right now, but that buys him a turn. Angel just got to push through some damage, set him up, and yeah, pretty sweet. I was wondering, I guess there's nothing that keeps you from having Plasmafet and also consuming yourself.
Oh, why not? You know, Plasmafet has limitless power. We can
That's
do
what evil will get you,
Yeah.
folks.
Now here's the thing.
Unlimited power.
Critically on this 5-card hand, we have an Artivore here if we are the Levia player. So that is a way to extend the turn, go a little wider without necessarily needing to roll those Scabskin Leathers. Because we can choose go again here off the Artivore. If we do. But we can choose it, which means that the Scabskin Leathers don't have to be the only way that the turn can get a little wider.
Yep.
So
Banishing that
really
swing
great,
bait.
really great pickup here for Angel on the back of the Anothos going into the Plasmafet.
Nice. He's got the murder tree in there. Is it
Swing bit?
deep-rooted evil?
Yep.
He's got the one of. I love that card. Because that you can play that one for banish, right? That's like
I believe so.
one of the ones.
One of the part of the recursion package.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing. I feel like if I get into Levia, I want to do something that's got those that other card we were talking about that Michael Hamilton played.
Ghostly Visits.
Ghostly
A
Visits.
little more block in, a little more recursion.
A little blocking. I don't know. I don't want to block too much, but I want to recurse a lot. I guess you got to do both. Yep. Boneyard Marauder coming in, banishing. He's hitting a 6, I believe. I think the Slither was in there.
And yeah, that Dread Screamer. So this is going to have go again off the back of the Artivore. 6 damage coming in.
That banish is looking good.
It is looking real good. Now the question is Angel going to be able to... When, if at any point, does Alex look to perhaps dominate an effect to turn the Plasmafet plan off? Is that something that you think he's going to be playing towards? Like, take a little bit extra damage on a turn that he knows he can dominate something really powerful so that Angel is forced to go to 13 or lower and thus not be able to trigger the Plasmafet clause?
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I mean, I think that's something you got to be looking out for.
Right.
If that's like your only way around it. But that does mean he can still go the other way, right? The redeemed.
Yeah, what's the clause for that one? It's just not nearly as good.
Yeah, it's
in
like
the situation.
lesser health, but it kind of keeps you away.
You need to have 13 in the blood debt, which is 10, so he's getting there to become Levia redeemed.
Yeah, he's making his way there. Yeah, High Kudos gets it. Tree Howl Ghostly Visits. That's the game plan right there. Just play things from Banish and just keep playing them over and over again. Especially if you can do that and then transform.
This is going to be a pulping coming
Nice. Nice.
in. And did we discarded the
Yeah, the
Unworldly
non-attack
Bellows,
action,
so that's
yeah.
not going to trigger the Dominate.
But
So-
still good amount of damage.
Yeah, still
Angel,
6 coming in.
Angel's sitting much prettier than he was previously. Last game, he was riding at 14 for like 3 or 4 turns.
Yeah, he's got a hefty little banish over there.
Yeah,
He just picked up a whole little stack.
yeah. He's got some toys to play with once this transformation pops off. He's like a he's like a gross transformer. It's Plasma Fet time.
Let's see, does he want to turn off the go again here by blocking with a couple non-equipment cards? Still working on a block on both the Tectonic Plating and the Crater Fist, as well as 1 left on the legs, and then 2 on the Crown of Providence. So there's 5 life sitting over there on his equipment whenever he decides to cash it in. And again, without those on-hit effects that Levia presents, or rather doesn't present, that's just 5 life that he's able to kind of cash in at any point.
Yeah, yeah. It's always the conundrum is just you're presenting raw damage, which in some cases is just not scary enough, and you can just take it. Yeah, he had to go again, but as often as it does happen, not much to do with it. It's like Levia wants action points, but doesn't always have what it takes to use them all.
Now, that is a pummel in his arsenal, right, from many, many turns ago?
I think so.
So this is a way to potentially push through a good amount of damage if that is a pummel sitting there in the arsenal. It's been there for many turns, and if we can push enough damage to put Angel in the place of not being able to turn to Plasma Fet Levi consumed, that will turn off a large part of this game plan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I don't think he's running any defense reactions.
Does not appear so.
Reckless swing, but we're not in that territory yet.
So this is right now 9 threatening the pummel, 2 floating, card in the arsenal. It's all possible here. If you block for 6, you are welcoming the pummel. Let's say you block for 6, take 5, go to 14.
Lose a card.
But you lose a card, but you're exactly where you need to be for transforming at the end of the turn. So
Yeah.
blocking 6 here feels pretty safe.
It does have his scabskins too.
Mm-hmm. You can do something, not turn off your blood debt, and then put yourself in the position to have access to that banish zone for the rest of the game. Although with 10 cards in the banish zone right now, you are banishing many cards off the top of your deck. So if Alex is able to stay alive, you do threaten the fatigue effect. However, Alex van der Vore sitting at that 10 spot is going to make it challenging to live throughout what is sure to be a fair amount of pressure coming out of the Levia post-transformation.
And the transformation stops the blood debt from doing further damage.
Yes, you just stop at 13.
Okay. Because I keep thinking that it's like, well, it's going to hit 13 and keep going, and then you're just kind of screwed. But yeah, that doesn't make sense. Yeah, this could be exactly what Angel is looking for. Alex is not at a life total that is too comfortable, so it could put Angel in a place where he can transform and start doing some nasty turns.
So in the threat of the pummel here, this is going to go ahead and, eat the pummel. So we've now blocked 4, 10, taken 3, going to 15.
Discarding his own pummel.
Yep. So this is going to now put Angel in the place of maybe attacking with one thing as long as blood doesn't get turned off here. Ooh, a Shadow of Plasma Fet. So we're going to do a little bit of searching.
Nice.
So he's going to go ahead and draw and discard a random card. This has to be a 6 to get a card with Blood Debt. If it's the blue Dread Screamer, it's not going to trigger here. So this is just going to be an attack for 6. And that means that Blood Debt is not turned off on this turn. So Angel's going to be heading down to 13. And then, from deep within, the power will consume him.
Consume me. That's what she says.
Yeah.
I've been consumed. Oh no! Yeah. Oh no! I've been consumed by plasma fat. Oh. Is that Levia's voice?
Yeah, that's it. Oh, goodness me. Oh, no.
God.
Oh, wow.
And then Dory walks in. He's like, "I'm Dory.
I have
a sword."
You should just do all the voices.
I do voices.
I do voices. Listen, dude,
I'm a professional.
Listen, dude, I do voices.
They're not good. Nobody likes them, but I do them. I got Christine laughing, so that's all that matters. All right. Just an easy block here. Maybe block. Block 5. Take 1. No, nothing fancy. Sink below. But we are in that territory where Alexander Vore can just pitch to dominate and push through damage. So let's see this transformation. It's Morbin time.
It's Morbin time. It's Blorbin time. If you're talking about Blasmafet, let's see how she goes here. Alex is going to go ahead and find all the playables so that he knows exactly what he needs to be worried about on subsequent turns. Time to banish a buttload, though, for Angel. Those are all going face down under the cards that can be played. So, unfortunately, it looks like one of those is that one of Ghost Leap, is it? And that's going to head to the face down uninteractable banish zone as well.
Does that happen every turn now? Or?
Yes, sir.
Oh, man.
Yes, sir. Wild. Whatever's left over.
But as he plays it, the blood deck goes down.
Yeah, once he plays cards from his blood debt, then there will be less cards in the blood debt to trigger at the end of the turn.
I'm figuring it out.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Is this going to be one of those Anothos for 4/10? If he pummels this?
That could be something. I think right now it's already 6 based. Already 6 because he made the seismic and then put 2 cards in the pitch. So this will still be coming in for 6.
Well, it depends what that bottom card. Oh no, that's like a buckling blow. Blow, yeah. It's weird that you can read things that are like.
It's just because here at Arcane Games and Events our stream quality is so high. You see.
It's just I've spent so much time looking at these cards in my life that I can read them just like blurred and far away. But it is quite high. I'm not disagreeing with you. So 6, maybe 10. Angel is in that position where he's got to be a little bit worried about this, and there we go.
We're taking. We were only blocking 4, so now we're taking an additional 4 on top of the 2. 6 down to 7 here. Alex Vore sitting on 2 back-to-back pummel turns. Angel now 7 life, and we're starting this off with a blood rush bellow. Beast Within triggering before the blood rush bellow. So we're going to go ahead and put that into our hand after it's been banished.
Nice.
Now the blood rush bellow is going to draw 2. My goodness, so the Beast Within making this instead of a draw 2 into a draw 3.
That's just why you play Brute. Beast Within, just a great card.
Sheesh.
It's so cool. Sometimes it does kill you, but every now and then
we have seen like 12 to 13 damage Beast Within in these hollowed halls. We truly have.
Yeah, I think luckily for Levia, there's a lot fewer non-attack actions than Reiner usually runs.
So we're going to go ahead and block this Mandible Claw 4/5, utilizing a 3 block and our armor.
Let's go.
Let's see how Angel wants to follow this up. Does he want to use those Scabskins leathers? He does have a Dread Screamer, multiple Dread Screamers sitting in that playable pile. Look how thick that stack is. My goodness. Looks like he's going to go ahead and grab one to the front. I see it. Do you see it? Do we see it?
Let's go.
Do they see it?
We all saw it.
Boom.
I seen it.
Dread Screamer. We got a lot in that banish. We got a lot of hits. This would be coming in for 8 as long as we can give it go again. It'll still be coming in for 8, but let's try to give it go again. Banishing 3 cards from the graveyard here.
Yeah, this is not going to be the 36 damage turn we saw earlier from Angel, but it's still going to be pretty tough for Alex to get out of this with cards in hand, I believe. You know, he'll probably survive, but keeping cards, be able to push pressure back on Angel, like, this is so great. I mean, just this whole demi-hero thing, allowing Levia to just not kill herself every single time is like such a game changer.
Yeah, it really is. This is now 8 with go again. Alex Vore going to have to block 6, take 2, go to 7. How does Angel want to finish this Blood Rush turn off?
Another Blood Rush, let's go! No, it's a Graveling Growl.
Graveling Growl. If it's the yellow, that means it's for 6, right? So that means it's coming in for 8. We're going to go ahead and block 5. Take another 3 to going to 4 is Alex Vore. We've lost every card in our hand. We are now officially out of armor block. Angel full entirely in the driver's seat. Multiple cards in that banish zone that are playable, and it's not looking like we're going to fatigue before we get there. So can the Shadowborn Abomination take this game out?
Oh, it's wild. You just banish all those cards.
Yep.
Out.
Quickly, we're just going to go ahead and eat like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 cards to the banish zone. We've now banished a total of 19 off of these 2 turns, so gotta imagine you only get 1 to 2 more turns of this.
Are they running just like all their cards? Do you think? I don't know.
It's a good question.
I feel like you probably want to.
Yeah, I mean, does the deck quality conversation hold a little less sway when you're banishing 19 over the course of 2 turns? Alex here just gonna have to draw up. Angel working with 4 cards. Again, those Dread Screamers now that are in the banished are just such a huge way to go wide here. We have to close this game out before we lose our deck. If we're Angel here, looking at the deck sizes, it is certainly not as big as it could be.
Yeah, I don't think you can do that more than one more time. His deck looks a little small. Banish is pretty stacked, but he does have 4 cards and a lot of heat to pull from the banish zone. I feel like I keep saying this, but it's just cool. It's just like she's more like Chain now, in that like the banish is actually something that benefits her rather than just like drags her down. I think the promise of her gameplay doing this was there, but it just never worked out that way.
Yeah, the mechanic is incredibly cool.
Yeah.
It is super unique in Flesh and Blood, and it does allow for just a completely different style of game plan. And, heroes that have been at the bottom of the barrel for this entire, for pretty much their lifespan, seeing a cool new card that comes in and, turns their game plan on its head and pushes it into relevance, like,
Yeah.
it's not, there's a difference between just like strictly better versions of old cards that are like kind of maybe meant to drive player sales versus like pushing a hero into relevance utilizing new powerful mechanics.
I mean, just and relevancy, and also just like a whole like new, area. I mean, I guess the deck isn't much different than it used to be. I think it's probably a little more aggressive with like the Art of Wars and stuff, but even just the creation of the mechanic, really just innovative idea of creating this like extra card that you can now have some kind of trigger that happens and it lets you turn into some other kind of hero. It's like I don't know, in some like game, like video games, when you're like low on health, you get like these like benefits of like, oh, you get you become a little bit stronger or something like that. It's like you've got nothing else, but you just got like raw determination that like helps you get through the over the line there. But yeah, I'm curious if they will do that treatment for anybody else. It feels like something they got to be careful with, but it is just cool that they have the ability now to do that whenever.
This is another Dread Screamer here. We're going to have the go again. Alex Vore is at 4. Can he stay alive through these incredibly powerful turns? We haven't needed to use Scab Skins yet for Angel to find any chain lengthening, shall we say. So this one's just going to come in with the go again.
He will never break the chain. Someone queue up Fleetwood Mac, baby, let's go. This is too fun. I'm really enjoying Levia. I think it based on how many we had here today, it might become the thing where you're just like, oh, okay, everyone's playing Levia now, but it's just been so long that she's been just not great and had to struggle against herself to win, but unmovable, coming in clutch right now. Alexander Vore, not in the worst spot, but if he can't keep cards, he's not going to be able to threaten enough damage that matters to Angel, I think, but also Angel is working against the clock that is drastically speeding up. And here we go. Ooh. Is he going to
Gambler's
break it? No.
gloves, potential use, but no, this is just going to be a pulping. We have to draw and discard here. Let's see, is he going to take this one back? He said maybe not, maybe yes, maybe not, maybe yes. We're going to go ahead and just draw and discard, which means it was a 6.
Yeah, it's a Deadwood Rumblers.
Yeah, it was a 6, so this one is going to go ahead and have the dominate, which is huge here, getting to just cheat 3 damage kind of out of nowhere.
Yeah, this is real good. What a hit for Angel. Let's see how many cards he has left after he banishes here. I don't think it'll be a lot, but I think he will have another turn.
Ooh.
There we go. He might be able to survive one more if he keeps like playing out cards from there. I'm wondering if he has any Blood Rush Bellows left. He might have banished them.
Yeah, we got to see now. Was Alex able to
banished, like,
keep a defense reaction in his hand? To
Like
put into his
30
arsenal
cards
here?
he's banished from the...
Yeah. 19 plus 8, so 27 cards.
This is so wild. I love this. Shout out to the development team for just making a crazy hero right here. Excuse me. Yeah, and he's still got heat in that banish, man.
Oh, yeah. Definite heat.
This is just going well for Angel. He probably does have an Endless Maw in there, Maximus. They just flipped through too many cards for me to really know which set of cards I was looking at, but I think that is Angel just taking 4 because he doesn't care. He's going to just go for the win.
Angel, yeah, well, he's doing, I think, block 1 off the Scapkins. Took a little bit from the Enothos, but we don't have to worry about damage quite yet. So why let it get too crazy? We're going to go ahead and pitch our Mark of the Beast for, once again, the Yellow Dread Screamer.
Yeah, see, I think you got to have the yellows in there. Otherwise, you run the risk of just not being able to do this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think even with 6 of them, you're still like, you could just banish them all and never get to play them. Okay, so we definitely got a hit. And this is going to be tough to block out fully. If he's got 3 cards in hand, he can do this, I think. Come on, Angel, you got this, Taylor says. Let's go! And then just pulping. Wow.
Draw a card and discard a random card. If this has dominate here, this could be the game if there's no defense reaction. Odds and evens, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's the pummel.
Wow.
So it's not going to have dominate. So we're going to be able to block 6 here. Angel puts the head in the hands for just a moment because that is the end of the turn.
Oh, wait, it doesn't have go again. Yeah. Oh, man.
Ooh, and that's the rest of the deck headed to the banish. So can he find the 1 damage here? Alex just want to see all the cards that headed to the face down zone. He's trying to barely stay alive at 1.
Oof.
I think just like the players there looking for the Endless Maws and things like that. What's the card in the arsenal here? A huge like top deck, because you have to imagine that pummel was on top of the deck, or else you don't go for the pulping player. Maybe you hope you draw into the 6, but to drop the pummel there instead of getting the dominate could be the random discard that changes the game. Here we go. Scabskins, Leathers. This might be the game here, folks. It's a 3. Do you blow the Gambler's Gloves? You're going to be out of deck. Yeah, do you go for it? You're going to be out of deck at this point, Angel.
Yeah, but if he hits a 1, the game's over.
Oh, then that's just true. That's true. But the game might be over anyway.
It's true. Yeah, it's pretty rough. It seems like Levia still has Levia problems, but he has another Dread Screamer. He can still threaten a good amount of damage. It's just, is any of it going to get through?
Yeah, I mean, if that last card in the arsenal, there's like a swing big or something that can just push some overrate damage, but you have to imagine Alex has plenty of 3 blocks in this deck. Did one of those rouses show up not on time?
Is Endless Maw the one that gets...
Yeah, +3. So
isn't there one that gets Dominate?
Yeah.
I wonder if that would be.
Well, there's convulsions from the bellows of hell that can.
Yeah, but that's. I thought there was a. I thought there was an attack that got
Yeah,
dominated.
there probably is. I don't know my Levia cards
Yeah.
most incredibly well, but we
Yeah,
are
Endless
blocking.
Maw would be really,
Yeah,
really powerful. If
we
he
are
could afford
blocking the 6 here.
it. Yeah,
we are-
because if he had an Endless Maw, he could just go for 9.
And then there's just a Shadow Plasmafed. So here's just another 6. We're blocking for 6. We've got 2 cards left in the deck. We're going to be able to probably do another.
Writhing Beast Hulk, yeah, thank you.
There it is. We're looking at the Banish Zone here. Alex, he's not got too many cards left in deck, but certainly more than 2.
So
with
you
only
banish the cards before your pitch goes in there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Must.
that's lucky. But
Because it's end of turn. Like Blood Debt technically is like an end of turn trigger, right? So you haven't.
Yeah.
We hit. So what does that give us? That gives us the ability to
Swing.
do something into a claw.
Swing claw twice.
Let's see. Do
Or
we
is it-
grab the Endless Maw now, or
God, this is crazy.
Has it
Can
not?
he do this? I don't know. Oh, okay, we got Slithering. Then 1 for 6. That's pretty good.
And then now, yeah, this is just another going to take another 3 block here. Now Alexander Vore going to be able to keep 1 card critically going to throw the hammer because now we have to take one of our cards to block with, which is just going to turn this game off. So Angel Benitez had all the gas, but none of the brakes, and went went flying off the cliff into Fatigue Land. You like that?
That was pretty good. All gas, no brakes. That's how you sometimes win a game. But in this case, didn't. But that was awesome. I thoroughly enjoyed watching that. Angel navigated the best he could. I think he had some bad beats right there. But that's Brute.
That's Brute. Bad beats Brute. Alex Vore showing that he is, once again, an incredibly powerful player out here in this metagame, piloting a deck that he's not known for.
Yeah.
But still heading most likely into the top 8 of this July AGE Open. And
Some would
maybe-
say even he's a traitor to the Arcane Arts.
Is that what you would say?
No, he can do what he wants as long as he's having a good time.
So I think that was also a really interesting showcase of these new Levia mechanics. You aren't just guaranteed the victory because you get access to all those extra cards. You have to navigate the lack of resources and the eventual lack of deck with some nimble little fingers, or you're going to find yourself in kind of up the creek with just a couple cards, and you can only play one of the cards from your Banish Zone. So
you can only do one of them. Okay, I think that was the last piece of this whole puzzle
you've
that
been
I
waiting
was,
on.
I was
Yeah,
just like,
one a turn.
well, shouldn't you just play more cards out of there? But yeah, it there's such a razor thin margin for Levia, and this is just kind of extends it in a really interesting way of like, you need to make sure you get enough in there, but too much is obviously a problem. Like, I feel like having around 10 is probably not the best, because that's a lot of cards to banish.
I'll let you know, but sometimes you might just be priced into it. You're banishing three, but we've just gotten word from the producer that we have the always illustrious and always entertaining, never boring Alexander Vore, who's going to be joining us for an interview. You be prepared to hear a lot of based, be prepared to hear a lot of cringe, and perhaps, if we're lucky, a couple poggers. So,
dude, poggers, let's go!
We'll see you shortly. Welcome back, everybody, to the July AGE Open. I have the winner of round 5 here, Alexander Vore. Congratulations on the W.
Thank you.
Talk to me a little bit about Bravo, the showstopper. Why is he the person you wish to stop this show with and take the tournament down?
Yeah, I wanted to swing big hammers, and, Zach's out there on Dromai, and I wanted to ruin his day, so I decided I'd show up with Bravo and, get it done. But all I've played is aggro today, apparently.
And how's that going for you?
Well, I'm a luck box, so I'm getting there.
Okay.
Round 2, 1 HP against Briar. I swing Spinal Crush. She blocks 2, going to lethal. Creeper Sonata, reveal 5 cards, all non-attacks. Not even close.
Not even close.
Uh-oh. Oh, okay. We got high-tech technology here.
There you go. So you're riding a little bit of the luck box, I see, as your subtitle there. You're riding a little bit of luck box into the top 8.
All skill, but
All
yeah.
skill. Okay,
Well,
so
yeah.
so talk to me rather than just ruining the hopes and dreams of one of your good friends. What is it about the hero in this new Dusk Till Dawn meta? Is this like trying different things out before nationals?
Mhm.
Is this like I'm locked in? I think this hero is great. Is this like I just like big hammers and seismic surge in the new Unity card?
I think that it's definitely a testing phase. Nobody's locked in. This is, I mean, wow, this is an amazing tournament, and I will be qualifying for the Players Championship because easy. But I think that it's a very important testing period. You know, there's good sample size here for us on the West Coast. It's the closest thing we have to a battle hardened, right? So it's a really good opportunity to test some things I'm curious about. I think Bravo is definitely a very solid deck right now. You know, he just with Starstruck, right, helping him so much in some of the aggro matchups. I think he fares really well into some of what I would consider the top contenders are. I think Dromai is super strong right now. You know, very strong in the hands of a good pilot, right? And I'd rather play something like Bravo into that than, you know, like Iceland or something. I think it'll be interesting to see. I mean, the meta shakeout here had Bravo in the first spot, which was interesting. So Bravo Levia, I think it was, and then some kind of other decks dwindling down. Not as much Lexi as I was expecting, which is interesting, but I also think the Bravo Lexi matchup's quite nice. You know, a lot of them, similar to how some Lexis have to contend with, do I want to waste spots on Arcane Barrier or Shock Charmers, things like that for some random heroes. There's also the consideration of Perch Grapplers, which, you know, that's really kind of a Bravo-only card, in my opinion. So, you know, if they don't have that with all the block 2s, with the elements, stuff like that, you can really kind of put them on the back foot, and the Frostbites don't hurt you as much as, say, a deck trying to race them, right? So it's something I wanted to
Interesting. Try. And have you run into any Lexi or not so much?
No, I played Katsu, who like went to 9 combat chains with double bonds and cooked me hard. Okay. And then Briar, Bravo Mir, Azuri, Levia. So a little bit of a spread of everything. Definitely, you know, interesting so far.
Okay, now if you had to boil down your tournament into one single based moment and one single cringe moment. I know there's like a whole host of both, but like the apex of cringe and the apex of based. Could you do that for me?
Well, you know, it would be based what just happened, but I'll say something else since that was already recorded. My Briar game, it was cringe that they started and played Channel Mount Heroic, and then next turn had cash in and hit me with 4 cards. But it was based that they missed their Sonata reveal on 5 to not kill me.
That's true. I think Rihanna is actually in the chat appreciating the mention. So
it was a good game. I mean, I definitely should have lost, but I'll take it. I will take it.
Okay, so that game actually was truly the epitome of both cringe and base?
Yes.
Wow. Both. Okay, you heard it here first, folks. So looking ahead into nationals, what are going to be the kind of things you're looking at? Are you looking at tournament results as you try to, you know, because you're a very established player, you know, Colin was calling you a traitor to Wizard Kind. But as you know, is there any marker that you're going to be looking towards as you either return to the Old Faithful in Kano or perhaps try to narrow down your deck moving forward?
I'll play whatever I think is the best chance of winning the tournament. You know, generally, as a player, I prefer to play kind of more obscure decks, things that target different axes people aren't as prepared for, rather than just playing, hey, this is the best deck, let's slam it. But I'm not opposed to doing that if I truly think it's the best strategy to win a tournament. You know, at the end of the day, I don't really care about consistency. You know, I'm playing to win every tournament. So if I bring a deck, I'm bringing it because I think it's very strong into the good decks and because it can perform well. So you know, going into nationals, obviously split formats, so I've been doing a lot of draft, but trying to lock in a CC deck. I mean, a lot of meta changes here. A lot of heroes kind of need exploration that, you know, myself and I bet a large pool of the community aren't as familiar with, and kind of Levia, potentially Bolton. I heard that some Bolton not doing so well out there, but still got to test everything, right?
Absolutely.
You can't know until you do it.
It's a tough nut to crack, like the Prisms.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Prism, very interesting. The deck seems super close, and, you know, people haven't really played with it a lot yet, I feel like. You know, the one thing that I think really holding her back is Dromai seems like such a miserable matchup. It feels like playing Kano into Prism back in the day. So, you know, with Dromai being such a strong deck, you know, it's hard to justify wanting to play a hero unless they can kind of come up with something that struggles into such a, you know, strong deck.
Absolutely. Well, we are going to be watching with bated breath to see what all of you fine members of the experience bring forward. You know, you got SoCal behind you. Or I guess not even, you're in Arizona. You're not even SoCal.
West Coast.
West Coast.
Yeah. You know, the East Coast, they got a lot of, I mean, you know, we okay. You know, we're working on it. We're working on it.
Absolutely. Yeah, you guys have, they're quiet results from the experience, but they're plenty of results. You just got to go looking for them.
Yeah,
but
you just got to
congratulations on your victory.
Thank you.
Thank you for hanging out with us.
Course.
Anything you want to say? Any people you want to thank? Anything you want to say to the folks at home?
You know, I wish that Tyler bubbled, but I heard he's 4-0. Unlucky, truly. You know, we can only hope that he gets stomped somehow in round 1 and somehow bubbles, but we'll hope.
We will only hope for the destruction of the hopes and dreams of our friends. From us here in the booth, we are going to be heading off. It looks like there is 18 seconds left in the round timer, so don't go anywhere. We're probably 5 to 7 minutes away from round 6 here, the penultimate round Is that how that word works?
Yeah,
Is
penultimate. Yeah.
It's the last one. It's not the one before.
Oh, yeah,
Alright,
slam
correct.
it.
The last round. Am I, Christine? Is that correct? Second to last. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, I realized. Which is the penultimate always feels so like
Going into the finale.
penultimate. like ultimate would be the last, and then pen. Yeah. Anyway, you guys don't care about this, so we'll see you very shortly. Don't go anywhere. We got more Flesh and Blood. The final round coming up shortly.